So let's look at some features of YouTube that might be very helpful for you as a teacher. When you go to YouTube, you'll note that if you're logged into your YouTube account, you should see your picture up in the right-hand corner. YouTube is owned by Google, so your Google account is actually your YouTube account. You may not know that you even have one, but if you log in, over here you can click and you can get to some other things about your account, okay? And we're going to look at those very shortly. So first, let's look at the idea of creating subscriptions. So subscriptions are great because if you want to watch for videos in a certain content area or something like that, or you have a channel that you really like, then you can kind of follow that through subscriptions. And you can see that lots of times when I pull up my front page, some of my subscriptions show up here. Okay, so one of my subscriptions, for instance, is the Late Show. Okay, so that always shows up on my live feed. If I click on subscriptions over here, you'll see that I get sort of an overview of what's going on related to my specific subscriptions, okay? And they're all just the ones that I have personally subscribed to. So you can do that as well. So how do you go about that? Well, the best thing to do is to come up here and to type in a subject area, and I'm going to say chemistry. And if you want to look for a channel to follow that would be on chemistry, for instance, you can click the filter over here and then you can select channel. So these are channels that are dedicated to chemistry, and you can kind of tell by how many videos there are and how many subscribers whether or not that might be a viable channel for you to be following. So let's say that I want to subscribe to this organic chemistry tutor. All I do is click subscribe here. I am now subscribed to that. I can set notifications if I want to, but it's going to appear over here in my subscriptions. And if I click on this and go to subscriptions, you'll see that they are all listed under here for me. So I can see all the subscriptions that I currently have. Okay, so it's really easy to subscribe to something and be able to follow it in that way. The other thing I wanted to show you was the concept of playlists, okay? And I think playlists are one of those things that I probably use the most frequently within this platform. So I'm going to click over here on my picture and I'm going to go to my channel. And you can see here that I can click on playlists. And now I have access to all of these different playlists. The great thing about a playlist is once I have one set up, I can go in and view my playlist, and then I can actually share the entire list with my students via a link. Okay, so instead of, saying here are separate links to these 5 videos that I want you to watch for this unit, I could send them out all in one link. Okay, and notice that if you look at all the possibilities of how you can send that out, there's lots of different ways to share that. There's also the embeddable link available. So when you want to add something to a playlist or create a playlist, it's actually quite simple. Remember back here when I searched for chemistry, we'll go back to this again, and say I wanted to add this video to a playlist. I can click down here on this plus button at the bottom and I can select a playlist, or I can click create new playlist. So I'm going to call this one chemistry. You, of course, could have, different folders for your needs. That's just what I'm calling mine. And so now when I go to this, sorry, it didn't save my my folder here. Down here, I have to hit the create button. There we go. Now this has been added to chemistry, as you can see. Okay, so pretty straightforward, pretty simple. I can add playlists from different places as well. So just because I added it from here, for instance, if I were to upload my own video, and all you do to do that is click here and click upload video, and then it gives you the possibility of going out and finding your video. So that's for something that you've probably created on your own. You can add it to a playlist as well. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you about your personal videos. So if you upload videos in here because you want to give students access to them, the benefit of doing that is that YouTube will do automatic closed captioning for you. Okay. Recently, however, they've changed that you have to actually go in and turn that captioning on. So I'm going to show you how to do that because it could be very frustrating if you didn't know where to get to that. Okay. So for that, I'm going to jump to my YouTube studio. And when I go into YouTube Studio, over here on the left, I will see that I have access to the things like the playlists that we were talking about, and to my videos. So I'm going to click on videos over here. And let's say I want to take this video and make sure that it has closed captions. So you note here that anytime I click on a video like that, I get video details. Okay, so it'll give me the information that it has about that video, but then I also have this more options menu. So for this, you would want to click on more options. Note here that it is available in English. Okay, so if there is no video language here, then you're going to want to go in and choose that. And then you can see that this submenu will pop up that says English by YouTube. So I'm going to click on that and hit Edit on Classic Studio. So what it does here is actually shows me the closed captions that it automatically created. The nice thing here is that I can hit edit up here in the corner, and if it did not spell something properly, or if it didn't pick up a word the way I wanted it to, I can go in here and change anything that I want about that closed captioning. Okay, so it's really easy to go in and edit and be able to make it a little more professional. Closed captioning that is auto-generated obviously is not perfect, right? So you may have to go in and do a little bit of editing. But once you have done that and you have saved the changes, and you can hit publish, then you're going to find that that closed captioning is going to appear on your video. Okay, so you actually have access to turn the closed captioning on then when your video plays, and it just makes things so much more easy for the people who are accessing that video if they need the closed captions. Okay, so I wanted to show you where that was. Hopefully that's not too confusing. It's just in a slightly different way of getting there than it used to be. It used to be that those just popped up for you like magic, and you could still go in and edit them, but now you actually sort of have to turn them on in order to be able to see them. Okay, so hopefully this video was helpful, and thank you.